The start of 2025, the start of Trump 2.0. What does it mean for Europe? To get some ideas, let's start with Great Britain. Welcome to Bridge the Channel. Hello and welcome to another episode of Bridge the Channel, the first episode of 2025 and the first episode of the brave new world of the Trump presidency. It's been just a few days since the Trump inauguration on the day when we're recording this, and it already feels as if years have passed with this cascade of executive orders and reactions around the world to what Trump wants, and people trying to even understand what he might want or what he might ask from them. From the Middle East to China to Europe, even to Greenland and Panama, it really feels that there's so many moving pieces around all the time that it's a bit difficult to make sense of it all. The first area where the Trump presidency will be quite important, it seems, is on the field of ideology and domestic politics. This is quite different from the first Trump presidency, which of course had initiated a big flurry of far-right and right-wing activity around the world. But Trump himself and his government did not seem particularly organized in actually pushing for those actors to gain power around the world. Things seem to be a bit more different now, not least because of the activities of Elon Musk, of course, who's a very important personality in the Trump circle. Musk seems to be very enthusiastic about promoting right-wing and far-right actors around the world, and this seems to be the case particularly in the UK, where in recent weeks he started this bizarre vendetta with the new Starmer government to bring back the topic of the so-called grooming gangs, a very important topic, of course, that shook British society years ago, and it touched upon very important issues of family policy, migration, identity, the role of the police in communities, and so on. At the same time, in this whole flurry of online activity, Nigel Farage himself seemed to not have the support of Elon Musk anymore. Musk himself said that perhaps the reform needs a new leader. What also seems to be important is that this activity is very much decentered. It is not always clear who speaks for whom. It is not always clear what is official Trump or US policy. And it is also not clear who is allied with whom, as evident in this rift between Musk and Farage. It remains to be seen, of course, how this activity will play out in the future. Of course, the relationship between Trump and Musk is also quite important. But the UK offers a first example, particularly to Europe, that this new government will have a lot of things to say in the domestic affairs of other nations. The second area where the Trump presidency will matter a lot for the UK is, of course, the economy. There might seem to be a bit of an opportunity for the UK government as well. Trump seems to have ushered into this new discourse and this new reality of aggressive economic growth, of bringing down the barriers of regulation, environmental regulation, and so on. Now, paradoxically, for a center-left government, this is actually something that the new team around Keir Starmer and especially the Chancellor Rachel Reeves are also very much promoting. They are promoting ideas of bringing down regulation. They are promoting ideas of favoring economic growth over all other considerations, including even climate targets. Now, we see this rhetoric of aggressive economic growth and putting down regulations, even winning ground in Brussels with regards to EU economic policy. This may actually be an opportunity for the British government if it creates a new, broader economic paradigm that might allow London to align itself more easily both with the US and the EU in the economic field. So this was another episode of Bridge the Channel, the first episode of 2025 and the first episode of the new Trump era. Lots of moving pieces, lots of speculation right now. Of course, we cannot know where Trump will move, a notoriously unpredictable politician, perhaps as unpredictable as the great British weather. Where the UK goes might actually be very important for the EU, and of course Trump will also be very important for the UK-EU relationship. And of course we will be here to monitor all of this for you. Until next time, take care.